welcome back to Mac School Prep TV. Today we're going to be diving into chapter 1 of our 3-part series on time management. If you do not know, my name is Mackenzie Warren. I'm the founder of Mac School Prep, and video by video, my mission is to equip you with the necessary skill set to thrive in an academic setting. Before we go ahead and jump into the meat, which I know you're ready to do, I just want to encourage you to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you can stay in the loop. Alrighty, it's time. Let's get it. So I've said before that there is no single right way to study. Studying is really just a process in which you're gonna have to figure out what works best for you based on how you best learn, based on how you best absorb information. No matter what studying avenue you decide to pursue, there are some things that everyone needs to keep in mind just to ensure that they get the most out of their studying experience. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that even though there is not a right way to study per se, there are wrong ways to study. And today we're going to be talking about where so many people go wrong when they are studying, and that's when it comes to managing their time. Many people tend to procrastinate, tend to wait until the last minute to study and do their schoolwork. And you might be wondering, okay, well, why is this the case? To answer that question, we're going to have to return to a topic that we've discussed before, and that is, as humans, it's in our nature to seek immediate pleasure and to avoid pain. It's no secret that doing reading for school, doing projects, working on homework, all of those things are no easy feats. They require time, they require energy, effort, and they contribute to our overall stress level. So what do? When we have impending deadlines, when we have upcoming exams, we try to push those things to the back of our minds and to forget about them in the hopes that they don't catch up to us. But that's just the thing. Even though a lot of us may be in denial about it, procrastination is a losing battle every single time. We cannot avoid our work. It's always going to find us, so we might as well deal with it as it comes. That way, everything is on your terms. You should always want to feel as though you're in control of your course and not as though you're in this constant state of reaction. So this might resonate with you when I say that via procrastination, we try to dodge our schoolwork, we try to dodge studying for as long as possible so that we can avoid expending our brain power on something that's difficult, something that's not enjoyable at all whatsoever. Instead of dealing with school, we would much rather prefer to watch YouTube, hang out with friends, eat ice cream, basically do any and every other thing but what we should be doing. But guess what happens when we keep dodging our responsibilities? Our plate doesn't just clear up. Things don't magically disappear because we choose to not think about them or worry about them. All the tasks that we have to complete just continues to pile and pile and pile up until the molehill that we originally started with turns into a mountain that's even more daunting and causes you to feel even more overwhelmed. In other words, our to-do list just continues to get longer and longer and longer until finally our back is against the wall and we're forced to think about all the stuff that we kept pushing off. So then what? What happens when we can no longer procrastinate on our work? What happens when it's midnight on the morning we have this huge exam or the morning when our assignment is due and we're forced to finally confront our demons? Well, there are 2 routes that we can take. Route 1 is we pull an all-nighter in which we either cram for this exam that we probably won't even do that well on anyways because we're tired and our heart wasn't really in it when we were studying, we were just kind of going through the motions, or we finally work on our giant project or do the stack of homework that's been at the back of our room, only to not get a very good grade in the end because the work that we turned in wasn't quality. Because we didn't have enough time, we just ended up throwing something together in order to have a product to turn in and to avoid getting a 0. And route 2, this one's even worse. This is when you accept your failure, you just choose to not do anything about it, you choose to not care about your grades or what your teacher will think of you. Basically, we throw caution to the wind, we say, I'm not studying for the test, I'm not doing my homework, I'm not turning in my project. Whatever happens, happens. I'm perfectly fine with my choice to procrastinate that hasn't led to anything beneficial, but to be honest, I'd much rather sleep than stay up all night and be stressed and be worried now that my bad decisions have finally bit me in the butt. Truth be told, neither of those routes should be appealing to you because they don't result in anything positive. Neither of those routes should seem worth all the fun you were having when you should have been pacing yourself or gradually knocking out your studying over a period of time to avoid ending up in a pickle in the first place. If you really think about it, Route 1 and Route 2 both lead to more stress and more frustration than what you would have experienced if you would have just planned accordingly and dealt with your schoolwork in a more appropriate and more reasonable manner as it came, instead of just throwing it all on the back burner. So how do we avoid being in between a rock and a hard place? How do we avoid having to choose between the two devils that are Route 1 and Route 2? Well, hang on to your hat because we're gonna find out the answers to those questions as we progress through our 3-part series on time management. But just to give you a little bit of food for thought, it does have something to do with eating the elephant a little bit at a time. But until I see you in the next video, I just want to encourage you now to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a beat. Alrighty, until next time, bye!